We also talk about list, tuple, dictionary, and the data type none, string. Those are the data types we discussed so far. And after that, we are trying to look into different methods that can be called on these data types. For example, we want to manipulate, we want to change some things from these various data types. So we have what we call methods that we can call on these data types. So once you call the method, depending on the method you call, is going to adjust the data type to the nature of the methods you call on it. And we took string. On the string method, we talked about capitalize, lower, title, and etc. Those are the data type method we call on string. We also look for a way of changing our string to list while we call split on it. So when you split it, it will change the string to list. Another method we also look into, like a length. We can check the length of what we have in the string, like the number of digit alphabet we have. We can also check that using length. So those are one or two methods we treated on the string. Now, I think we stop at talking about the method on list. We talk about if we have a list, we can arrange them alphabetically. If we have a list, we can add some other item to the list. We can also delete some other item from the list. So let me just quickly take us through the practical revision of what we have done on the method so far. Yeah, we have a Google Colab here. Let me open another new Google Colab. Google Colab.
Abdul, the background noise is really loud. It's really coming through where you are. Is there any way you can reduce the background noise?
Okay. Okay.
Sounds like you're outside of the garden.
Let me check. Just a minute.
Or if there's anyone else can turn can mute themselves. Anyone else can put their mute on to reduce the
Let me
sound.
quickly check. Let me quickly check if there's something on so that I can off them.
Hey Felix, how you doing?
I'm good. Good morning.
Yeah, we've got a lot of background noise coming in from somewhere. Trying to figure out where that's coming from.
Is it better now?
I don't know.
From my side?
Yeah, it probably is. Maybe it's okay your side, but you can definitely hear background noise from someone's got their needs to mute their audio.
I think Azim should try to mute his.
Sorry?
I think Azim should try to mute his mic.
So
Is that cool?
yeah, well, let's see how we get on. Carry on, and I'll try and figure it out.
Okay. So now I want to share Okay. Let me. Are you seeing my screen?
Yep.
Yeah.
Google Colors, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now, what we did so far, we tried to look into string method, the different methods that we use on different data types like string, so those are what we have done so far. Let's look into the some of this revision on the string method. So on the string method, for example, we have my string. My string is equal to welcome to this event. That is a string I want to declare. Welcome to this event. You can see this one, I did not run it, so it's not marked. That's why we are not having error. If I have to run it, I'm going to have an error, so I don't bother to run it. So the one I run already marked the shell. So that when you are practicing at home, you don't go and run this and you begin to get error. Now, my string is equal to welcome to this event. I say some method we can call on this string now can be if you want to capitalize everything, if you want to turn everything to small letter, if you want to turn the first word letter of every word to capital letter, we can call my string. My string dot capitalize. So dot capitalize. You will see when I say my string dot capitalize, you will see what I will have. You say welcome to this event. It's only capitalizing the first word, although that was already capitalized. Let me turn it to small letter so that you will see the implication of capitalize. So you can see the first one that was small letter, lowercase before, the W has now turned to a uppercase, capitalized. Let's recall another method, my string dot title. You see the difference between the two. So it means this one is not only the first one that was changed to capital letter. You discover that T has been changed to capital. The other T from these has been changed to capital letter, and the event E has been changed to capital letter. So let's call another method on string, my string. So dot lower. Now I want to turn everything to lowercase. Dot lower will return everything back to lowercase. You can see welcome to this event. Let's turn everything to capital letters. Let's see what we can call on it. My string dot we have called on capitalize. We have called on title. Okay, let's call on dot upper. Yeah. Upper. So let's run upper and see. You can see everything has been changed to capital letters. So you see the difference between the outputs when you use different methods. The method you use, the output you want determine the method you are going to call on the variable. I have the variable string, and now I want everything to turn to capital letters. I decided to call dot upper on it. And if I want everything to be a small letter, I can call dot lower on it. If I decided to call on every first word to start with capital letter, I'm going to call on dot title on it. You use these things especially when you have a form like you gave it, if I gave a form out and everyone is to fill a form and I say you should write that yes or no, someone can decide to be saying no, small letter, another person can say no, or capital letter, another person can put no, or then the first one to be the first letter to be capital letter N and small letter O. Now, if I want to work with this, it's going to be a problem for me. All I will do is to just call capital on everything, to turn everything the data I've connected and turn everything to capital letter. So those are the implications, the usefulness of all these methods. So there are lots of these methods that you can use. And then we also try to call on another one we call format. So we use format in two different forms. We say if you have something like a name is equal to, you ask someone to give a name, for example, your name. I say your name. I'm trying to ask for your name. I can make it an input. I want you to put your name. I say input your name, input, enter your name. Please enter your name. Please enter your name. So that is not the only thing I want to collect from you. I say your sex. Says gender. Say input your gender. I say please enter your gender.
Okay.
Enter your gender. So now, after you have entered everything, of course, I don't know what your gender is. It's from your own side. I now want to greet you. I can say, or I want to welcome you. Welcome message. Welcome message. If I put welcome message like this as my variable name, the welcome message can say, put something like your name, like whatever you call your name. I want to welcome you, or I say welcome another male. Okay, that is gender, yourself, another male, because I don't know whether that person is going to be male or female. Welcome another male student to this program. The name is, of course, I don't know what your name is. So I'm telling people that we want to welcome you and your name is this. The name is this. So now when I put this, I will now say dot format. What are we formatting? I want to tell people that your name, whatsoever you put as your name, will be indicated. Was okay. The name should not come first. The cells should come first. Whatsoever you put there, your cells will be there. So I say, welcome another male student to this program. The name is your name. So because I don't know what the name is, so I put a space. So what I'm going to use to hold that is going to be curly brackets, telling us that this space, I don't know what it is, and I'm already getting it from somewhere. So what am I getting for this space is going to be your cells, and what I'm putting as the second one is going to be your name. So if I run it now, is this program will be asking for a name and at the same time for your gender. And if I want to run, I say Please enter your name. Let the name be Paul. Okay, when I enter, it says, please enter your gender. Let me say male. So if I run it now, it's going to tell me that, okay, we welcome Paul. Okay, I did not print it. Let me print. Let me print my greeting. Okay, I can print it elsewhere. I can come and print my greetings here. Print my greetings. Okay, welcome rather. Let me print the welcome message. The welcome message will now say, welcome another male student to this program. The name is Paul, because that person indicated that, oh, I'm a male, my gender is male, and my name is Paul. That is why I'm having this. Please enter your name. Name is Paul. Please enter your gender. The gender is male. Now my greeting using format method, we say dot format yourself and your name. Whether we can use this in two ways. We might decide to come back again and use another way of formatting it. Where I put the, I can put self here.
Yeah.
And put the name here. So then I will remove this and put F. This is another way of running this. If I run this now, okay, don't let me call this welcome message. Let me call this one greeting message. So that you can see that greeting message. So if I run it and I call on greeting message, it's still going to give me the same output as welcome message. That is how we can use our format in two different forms. Either we use this F notation or we use this dot format notation. Let me say greeting, print greeting. Greeting message. If I run this, I'm going to have the same output. Exactly. Welcome another male student to this program. The name is Paul. So it means if we want to use the format method, there are two ways we can do that, by using dot format or by just using F. But when you are using dot format, you put the space, and whatsoever to be inside the space, you put it in the dot format method. So the first one you'll be looking for your cells anywhere it is declared and put it there. The second one will be looking for your name anywhere it is declared and put it in the second one. If I have another one, I will have to define another thing inside the format method. But if you are using this method, all you just have to be doing is that as you are putting it, you are putting what it is expected to be there. So anyone that work well for you, the two are valid. They are all valid way of using format method. So those are one or two different methods we can call on string. So we have talked about the method called on string. At the same time, we also look into some methods that can be called on list. Okay. For example, if I have let me use someone's name here to have a list. Oluwadami Larry list. If I say Larry list, maybe Oluwadami Larry want to go to school, maybe doing his PhD or whatever, and just planning like, oh, what did I want to buy? And decided to have an empty list. This is an empty list. Nothing is inside the list. He's still thinking at this moment. Let's run it. So let's call on Oluwadami Larry list. If I like, I can put print Oluwadami Larry, or I just put it straight. It's still going to print the same things. You can see it's an empty list. Now, while he was thinking, he tried to call on a friend. So the friend was like, Azim, which is a friend, now saying, okay, now that you are going to school, you will have to buy some provisions. So, and just give an idea of like 3, 4, 5 provisions. So what Oluwadamilare will do is to be adding these provisions or whatever item is getting to the list. Let's say Oluwadamilare.append. Append is one of the methods you can call on a list. Oluwadamilare.append. Oh, I don't know how to spell append again. Okay, append. Append. What do you want to append? You say, okay, if you are going to school, you have to buy some provision like tea. So you say, okay, fine, good. I want to append tea in my list. If I call on Oluwadamilare now, Oluwadamilare will now, it's no more going to be empty. It will be having tea in his let me call on Oluwadamilare again and run it. Now, since T has been appended, so the fourth element here is now T. And someone want to give another submission, or maybe and saying, okay, you also have to buy maybe another provision like make. Okay, if I run it, so we have a make. Let me see. If I run Oluwadamilare, we'll be having a make now. So now I have two lists, and that is how you continually have several lists in your several items in your list. So let's look into how you can put let's look into other method that will be very beneficial here. For some of you that came yesterday, that was in the class yesterday, we treated these. We are only trying to do the revision. So extend. So we have what we call extend. Yeah, let's look into extend. And we have Oluwadamilare dot extend. This time around, someone want to give a list. Maybe like, okay, you have tea, you have milk. Let's have some chocolate. Some chocolate. Let's also have some sugar. Let's also have some what can we have again? We are talking about in the list. Okay, someone is now thinking like, okay, you even have to go out of this list, you have to buy some books. And someone saying, no, you still have to buy, let's have some other thing like rice. Maybe you have to buy some raw food, and you run. If you run this and you go and check your Oluwadamilare list, we should have all these things added to Oluwadamilare list. Let's run it. Now, please let's unmute ourselves. I want to ask a question. What do you think is the difference between when you use append and extend? Please, someone should speak. The difference between when we use the method append and when we use the method extend. We are going to be using these two methods very well here. Please, someone to speak. Hello, everyone.
Let me try.
Okay.
I think append is when the first time you're running it and you are adding others, while extend is if you finish running it and you want to add more after.
Okay, you have tried. Any other, please? I need just a keyword. You have tried, but let's stay listening to what others have to say. Please, someone.
Good morning.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome.
I think so extend add multiple elements when you want to
Okay.
add several elements, while
Okay.
append can only add one at a time.
Yes, that is the keyword. Now, when you want to start initially, when you have empty element here, you can as well use extend. It's not compulsory that you have to use append. You can at the same time use extend. But when you use extend, you will have you have the aim to add multiple items like list. You can see when we are using extend, we are adding multiple items as a list to the list. So when you want to add a list to a list, you use extend. But if it is just a single item that you want to add, you use append. Good. Now, another thing we can use, like somebody, we bought the rice and someone will just say, no, I don't want to buy the rice. I added rice to the list. Please remove it. What we are going to call on is going to call on pop. Pop will remove the, since last is the rice is the last thing here, last item here, we can use pop. Just say pop it out. Oluwadamilare.pop .pop. So when you run it, it's going to remove the last element. It's saying, oh, from the list of Oluwadamilare, I will be removing rice. So when you call on Oluwadamilare again, and you run it, rice will have been removed. So when you call on pop method will only remove the last element. If I call on another pop method, another last element will be removed. So let's say pop method again, pop dot pop. If I call on pop again and I run it, it's going to remove another element, telling me that a book has been removed because it's the next last element here. So when I run on Oluwadamilare again, sorry, I want to create multiple slide shell. When I call on Oluwadamilare again, then from the list where I have a book, the books are being removed. If we want to call on a special one that will not be like removing from, I don't want it to start from the back. What I actually want to remove now is make. So I am not going to use pop. You use another method. I think remove. Let's see, dot remove. You see, when you place this will help you. Immediately I say Oluwadamilare list dot. These are all the methods I can call on. You can see it's already suggesting for me that do you want to call on append? Did you want to call on clear? Did you want to call on copy? Did you want to call on count? Did you want to, all these are what you can do. So now I want to call on remove. Remove what? What did I want to remove? I want to remove T. Of course, T is a string, so I have to put the string declaration there. So T, when I run on Oluwadamilare, then the T will have been removed. So run again. You can see the T has been removed. So the difference between when you call on remove and when you call on pop will always start from behind. You don't have to specify anything in pop. Pop will always remove the last element. But when you call on remove, you have to specify what you want to remove. Oh, go and remove that. This is how you call different methods. So in your own time or your own time, you can try different type of a method and see what they do. Let's see replace. If you can call on copy, clear will clear everything, count. If you want to count, for example, you can call on count. If I click count, what did I want to count? I want to count the number of make I have here. If you just tell me it's one, I have just only one make. So if I run it, oh, what happened? Okay, make should be a string. Please, you always have to remind all those, remember all these things. Or else you always run in an error. So you can, oh, what happened? incomplete input. Okay, count. Yeah, count should be okay. Okay, sorry, where I put the string is different. Okay, let me run it. Yeah, it's telling me make. Make is a 0. Okay, okay, count. Why is make 0? Let me check on Oluwadamilare again. Okay, please, who can tell me what the problem is? Please unmute yourself. Yes, I love the way it is now. Please, it's not a mistake. There is something that actually happened reason why I got 0. Please unmute yourself and tell me what you think should be the problem, why I was getting 0 instead of getting 1. Of course, in the list, I have a make. So I should get 1, but now I'm getting 0. Please, what did you say?
Yeah,
Well,
because when we count, it starts from 0.
No, count.
So the M
Count
is
will
small.
be 1.
The M you're counting is a small letter, while the milk.
Yes. You know, this make is different from this other make. You can say, because Python is case sensitive. Small letter is not the same thing as capital letter. So if I turn this one to capital M and I run, it will tell me that, okay, you have 1 make. No, counting is different from indexing. Indexing is the one that starts from 0, positive indexing. So we are not indexing, we are only counting. If I append another make, for example, I say Oluwadamilare append make, Oluwadamilare list dot append. I want to add another make, but remember I'm adding a make of small letter, so I of capital letter rather, and I run. So the make has been added. So if I run Oluwadamilare again, I will be having make choco, sugar, and make. Then if I count again, let me count this again. If I run it, then I should get 2. So I now have 2 makes there. So now other things I can do is like if I want to arrange alphabetically, dots, I can sort it. So it's going to be sorted alphabetically. If I call on Oluwadamilare now, it's going to be arranged. You can see C comes before M and M comes before S. So everything has been sorted out. These are different methods we can call on. And again, we also talked about conversion the other time. When you have a string, let's have another string. str name. Okay, name. Assuming I have Afolabi as my str name, I have an okay, Afolabi. This Afolabi. Maybe before I start, I start typing, I put a space. And after typing, I would also put another space. You see, this is not good enough. Because if I call on the name, if I call on the name now, so Afolabi is going to have a space before it and another space after it. If I want to remove that, I'm going to call on a string method that will remove it, which we call strip. Dot strip. So strip will remove empty. So immediately I do this, the empty space will be removed. So you can see that Afolabi, the space before it and the space after it has been removed. Then there are other things I can do on this. If I want this Afolabi to be splitted into lists, let me call list on, if I want it to be splitted, I can say split dot split. Okay, it's actually, it's because it has been splitted and it has formed what is called a list. But now you will not understand this very well, except if I put this Afolabi is one of our men, and I run it. Afolabi is one of our men. And if I run this again, of course, there is a space before. If I run split, it's going to remove the space before and after. If I run it again, split, then everything will be turned to a list. You can see Afolabi as a list. Is standing alone as a list. One as a list of, and we now have a list. If you have some sentences, you can make them to become a list. So at the same time, when you have a list, you can join them together to form a word back to the string. So let me see. This Afolabi, this our string, this one we have now. Let me copy so that you can see what we now have. Oh, sorry, I put dot. Okay. This one, assuming we have a list, for example, let me store this one in a list. Because I didn't store it, let me call it something else, maybe list 1 is equals to, I want to store it, because if I do not store it, it will not, I will not be able to call it back. What happened? Okay, I put hyphen instead of underscore. You see, all these rules we have initially, you should always obey them. I put hyphen instead of underscore, which so that it's not a valid name. So let me call on that and run. Now, we now have another list that contains this as a name. If I want to join them together, I can call on join. So if I say, let's join this together, it's a string. This is a string. Okay, let's make it a string. Rather, let's make it to become a string. How do we, this is a string, dot join. Join, what do we want to join? We want to join everything inside my list together. So if I run it, it's going to take everything inside this list and make it to become a string. Join them together. You can see Afolabi is one of our men. All everything from here has been joined together, and while joining it, I have an empty space here. You can see it's an empty space. That was the reason why it's putting empty space in between them. Now, when I remove the empty space, everything has been joined together. You can see this. It's a string. If I just put empty space and I run, there will be a space between Afolabi is one of our men. If I remove the empty space, it will bring everything together to become Afolabi is one of our men. If I put maybe icon there, I put an icon. Let me put an icon there. So I join it together. You can see Afolabi. Okay, this is not an iPhone. Okay, an iPhone. If I put underscore, it's going to join them together with an underscore. Anything you put inside this, it will be joining it together like that. So let me put maybe star. If I put star and I run, it's going to be putting star in between every word. So these are various things you can do on list. So list and string. So you can try various methods at your own time to see how beautiful all this the beauty of all these various methods. Now, after we talked about the method, we also talked about what is called indexing and slicing. So we want to slice and we want to index. Let's first consider a string. Let's take back our Afolabi string. Which of them? Let me see. I have a list. I have a name here. Let's call this name. Okay, let's define another one so that we'll not be referring to the same thing always. So let me have Felix. Now, let's say Felix string. String. I want to, this is my name. This is the variable name that I want to use, and I'm calling it Felix string. And let's put a string there. Let's say Mr. Felix is an ombudsman. And we run. If we run this, we're always going to get this inside the Felix string. So if we run, it's going to tell us Mr. Felix is an ombudsman. Now we want to know, like, if we are talking about indexing, everywhere in, okay, this one, we have multiple, okay, there is a space. There is a space. Let's have another one. Let's have to shrink here. Let me say Felix string 2. String 2 is equals to welcome. Yes, I just want to use welcome. Okay, if we have these two strings, Felix string 1 and Felix string 2, let me run this. I still have Felix. Mr. Felix is an ombudsman. If I run another one and I call it Felix 2, and I put 2, that one should be saying hello. So you can see we have two variable names, Felix string and Felix string 2. Now I want us to start with Felix string 2. In string 2, we want to see the indexing. The indexing we have here, we are going to start counting it, and index starts from 0. So W is on the position, index position 0. E is on index position 1. L index position 2, and like that. So if I want to know, for example, I say Felix string 2, I want to know the index of this is how we call for index. You use angle bracket. You want to call for something on index position 4, and you run it. This will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be O. So we'll be telling us that O is on index position 4. If you call on that again, 2, I want to check what is on index position. You use square bracket to check for index. For index position 5 or 7, for example, if I run it. Oh, because it's not up to 7, it's going to be out of range. Because W 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It stops at 6. So there's no way I can have index position 7. Let's see what the error gives us. Index out of range because it's not up to 7. So let's see something on index position 4. For example, okay, we have treated 4. Let's run on 2. Index position 2. It's telling us L is on index position 2 because we check this welcome 0, 1, 2. We have L there. Now, if we want to run index position on the Felix one, that first one, so we want to check the index position, but before even checking the index position, you can check the length. Let's check the length of Felix string. It's telling us that we have 25 characters in this one. We have 25 characters. That is M, R, a space, F, and all the spaces are counted as a character as well. So we have 25 characters here, including the spaces. So now the index will now be 1 less than, we can only have up to 24 indexes here, because the index will start from 0. So if I go and call on the index position, let me run. If I call index position of 24, it should be telling us the last element we have in Mr. Felix is an ombudsman, should be telling us N, because N is going to be on position index position 24. Because if the whole thing is 25, and index is starting from 0, it means, and length, of course, we start from 1, counting from 1. The index position start from 0, then it should be 1 less than the length. The index position should be 1 less than the length. So if you call on index position 25, it's not going to be possible because it's going to be out of range. You can see it's out of range. So let's go back to index position 24, which will be N. So we can call on any index position. Let's see what is on index position 10. What is on index position 10? Sometimes it can be an empty space. So on index position 10, we have S. So if you go and check, Mr. Felix, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, should be 0 rather. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is S. So that is how to check for index position in the string. We also have a negative indexing. A negative indexing, the one we have treated so far is a positive indexing. Let's talk about negative. So when you talk about negative indexing, that one we always start from -1. -1. So start from -1. Negative index start from -1. Why the positive index starts from 0? So now the difference between positive index and negative index is that when you talk about positive index, let's call on Felix 2, so that one will be easier for us to let's call on Felix 2 first, and let's use it to. When you call on positive index, it's starting from here, W to E, and counting it as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is positive index. But when you talk about negative index, we start from the behind. We start from E. And that one will start from -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. So negative index is negative. D is starting from the behind, while positive index is starting from front. And starting from front is 0, starting from the 0, while negative index will start from -1. If I want to get, for example, I want to get the index position of Felix 2, rather, of Felix 2, I want to get the last index position here. And I want to get what is in the last index position E. Of course, I will just say 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's call on 6, for example. And if we run it, it's going to tell us that the last thing we have there on index position 6 is E. But it's easier for us to just say, okay, since it's the last one, let's just call on -1. So if I call on -1, if I go and run it and say -1, if I just call on -1, it will be telling us that the last one is E. So the two are valid, depending on the one that is easier for you to use. You use the two at randomly, because at a point the positive index may be very easier for whatsoever you have the problem you are solving, and at a point it may be the negative indexing that will be good for the problem you are solving. So it's good you know how to use both negative indexing and positive indexing. So if I want to call on a -3, let's call on Felix 2 and call on -3. -3, we just start from behind and go like this: -1, -2, -3. That is O. So you can see. So that is how to use both positive indexing and negative indexing on string. The same thing with a list. If you have a list, you call it the same way. Let's call on any of our lists here. I think we have a list here. Okay, let's call on this list 1. Let's let me copy it. Let's bring it up so that we can remember what we have in the list and start some operation on it as well. So if I have the list and I run, this is the list. If I have this list, if I want to run the index, of course, this one, positive indexing, this one is going to be 1. Of course, each item will represent the index position. So unlike this other one that is a string. So the whole of this is 1. The whole of this mine is 0. Why the whole of this is 1? The whole of this is 2, 3, 4, 5. Because if you run length on this, length of list 1 will tell us that we have about 6 elements. So we have 6 elements. Therefore, we are going to have 5 index position. So if you call on list 1, you call on the index position the same way. You use angle bracket, square bracket to call for the index position. You call on what is on index position 5. Index position 5 should be telling us that it's men, because of course it's going to start from 0. So if you run it, it's going to tell you that you have men on the index position. So if you check on another index position, let's check on index position 2 and run. So checking the index position 2, we are going to have 1 on index position 2 because we have Afolabi is, sorry, there's Afolabi is one of our men. So 0, 1, 2. So 2 is on 1. The same way you can run a negative indexing. If I run -2, -2 should tell me -1, -2. So say it's our. So when you say -2 and you run it, it's going to tell us what we have there, and this is. So the same way you check the index position for string, you also check the index position for list. That is using both positive indexing and negative indexing. Now, slicing, you can check more than one. For example, I want to check something on index position. I just want is 1. I want these 2 to come out. So I need something on index position 1 and index position 2. So that one is slicing. So if I want to slice it out, so you're going to use the same thing, something on index position 2 or index position 1, and you use this and you use it and the column is a column. What do you call it? So you use this to say from index position 1 to index position 4. So index position 1 to index position 4, the last one will not be included. It will only give me something on index position 1, index position 2, and index position 3. The index position 4 will not be included. The last one will always not be included. So just always know that it's going to start from here and stop at 3, since I put 4. So if I put 5, it's going to stop at 4. So if I put 5, for example, from 1 to 5, it will give me 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 will not be included. Let me run. So you can see it has been sliced out from is one of our. And now when you go and check, the 5th one is not included. It only stopped at 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is how slicing works. The last one will not be included. And we'll be using this a lot. We'll be using this a lot. So you have to be used to slicing. So if I want to slice, you can also slice using negative indexing. Like I want to slice from, I want something to contain something on index position -3 to index position -1. Of course, you know -1 will not be included. The -1 is the first one on that, which is men. Men is going to be the last -1 index position, but it won't include it because it will only stop at this. the last one of your slicing will always not be included. So you can see it's not including that of -1, but it's going to include -3. So the first one will be included up to where it stops. If you want it to include the last one, you can just say, okay, from -3 to the end. You know, I did not put anything. Once you didn't put anything, it's telling us that from -3 to the end. So it's going to say is okay from -3, that is of our men, to the end. And the same way, if you start from somewhere, if you want to start from the beginning, you can just say like this. From the beginning and stop at -2. Of course, -2 will not be included. It's going to stop at -3 and stop at -2. So it will start from the beginning. Avalabi is one of. Do you understand? So when you are not putting anything at the back, you are saying to the last part. When you are not putting anything at the front of this, you are saying from the beginning. And as well, you can as well just say list, and you just put it, telling us everything from the front and everything to the back. So it's still going to give us everything. So that is how to do slicing. Good. That is how. Okay. So let's quickly share and look into what we have in our. Let's quickly look into that in our slide. Please just excuse me for 30 seconds. I quickly want to attend to something here.
How's it going, guys? Enjoying it, getting some knowledge?
Yeah, it's going on
Yeah,
well.
trying to.
Fantastic. Any questions that you want to put to Abdul when he comes back before we move on to the next piece? No? Good.
I have a question though. I saw that in some places it spelled the string out as string, and in some places it was just str. I wanted to know why.
Okay. I don't know the answer. So hold that for when he comes back and we'll make sure he answers you, gives you an answer.
Okay.
Anyone else? Hopefully he'll be back soon. We had a recap session last night, 6 p.m. till 7, to cover the previous 2 weeks. So that should be online Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, the very latest next week. If anybody wants to look at the recap from week 1 and week 2, this is week 3. So and this will also be online as well next week on the website. Abdul.
I'm back.
Yeah, good. Susie has a question about the spelling of the word string in the previous session. Can you answer?
Okay.
Do you want to ask your question, Susie?
Okay, so I said I noticed that you use the full spelling of string string at a point, and at some other points you just use str. I wanted to know why.
You see, while we are using it, we are only using what is called variable name. In your variable name, they are generic, which means that you are the one to give whatsoever you love as a name. I'm only putting string there to tell that what I'm having here is string. It's not compulsory I put it. Okay, so the variable names is a name you just choose for yourself. It's like naming a child. So you put any name you like. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
So you only use any name you like. If you like, you use any name you like. We are only putting the string there to show that this is a string. And one of the rule why you are whenever you are declaring a variable name, you can make a variable name like a name that will be self-defined. When you see the name, you will know what that variable wants to talk about. So if you like, you put str just to say it's a string. If you like, you don't put it. It's left to you. So it's a generic name that you decide to use as you like. So it's not compulsory. It's what you choose to use.
Thank you. Anyone else got any questions before we move on? Cool. Right. Let's move on.
Okay. So let's quickly see what we have on our last slide. Let me share so that I don't want to go off the slide. Can you see the slide?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about slicing, string. Of course, when you can try all this on your own now, you already understand what it means now. So you can try it. I say start and end. That is where the slicing start and where the slicing end. Then it was stated that the end is not inclusive, which we have demonstrated. So anytime you are using it, you should know that the last one is not going to be included. We have treated the list method, which you can go on your own and try some of them. Then on the list, this is very important. So let's go through it. It's very important. There is what we call enumerate and then SIP method function. Enumerate and SIP function. So let me just copy this and let's go back to our Google Colab and talk about it. Enumerate. Okay, when we talked about enumerate, we say enumerate is a built-in function that allow for iteration over a sequence. It allows for iteration over a sequence, such as a list or tuples, while keeping track of the index of each element. So maybe we should hold this when we get to for loop. Yeah, we are going to understand much when we get to loop. And another thing is this SIP method. When you are using this method and this function, of course, sometimes we say functions and method. You are going to have two lists, and when you have two lists, we want to be talking about the two simultaneously. Like the first one L and the second one Y. Let's demonstrate this. You want to be talking about them simultaneously. So, and we can also talk about this when we get to the for loop. Okay, let's skip it when we get to for as well. We don't repeat the same thing. We have treated list slicing as well. Then dictionary. There's what we call dictionary. It's one of our data type, which we have discussed earlier. The way we denote dictionary, you use curly bracket to denote dictionary, to declare dictionary rather. So you have, for example, dictionary my dic, and you say my name inside my dictionary is Abdul. You have the gender, you have the male, you have age, you have 25. Then you have another dictionary Oh, let me talk about this. Let's use because I don't want us to just think there is no time and forgo important stuff. Can you see my Google Colab? Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm thinking of time, and at the same time, I don't want us to just overlook important stuff. We have a dictionary, and in a dictionary, we have various methods of defining a dictionary. One of the methods of defining a dictionary is to use a bracket, a curly bracket. And another method is to use dictionary function. So these are two methods, good two methods of declaring a dictionary. Anytime you want to declare a dictionary, you can use this to declare a dictionary. You can also use this method to declare a dictionary. For example, earlier when we were talking about data type, we talked about curly brackets. We talked about this. When you use this, we are talking about string. So we also talked about this. When we talk about anyone that is inside this one, we talk about what? Please unmute yourself and let's quickly do the repetition together. We talk about list, right?
List, yes.
So, and we say there is another data type. When we use this, we talk about what? Tuple.
Tuple.
Right? And then again, we talked about curly bracket. When we use curly bracket, we talked about what?
Dictionary.
Set and what? And dictionary. I hope you still remember that.
Yeah.
Anytime you see this, then that is either going to be telling us that this is a set or this is a dictionary. And anytime you see this, it's going to be telling us that this is a tuple. Anytime you see this, it's going to be telling us that, oh, this is a list. Why anytime you see this, either of these two, is going to be telling us that this is a string. And again, anytime you see something like just a number, is going to be telling us that this is an integer. Anytime you see something like point something, it's telling us that this is a float. Of course, we don't need any special character to define all this one, to declare all this one. You just put them like that, and Python will understand that this is an integer, and immediately it has a decimal place. You're going to understand that this is a float. Anytime you have something like a capital letter true, or a capital letter false, starting capital T, capital F, is going to be telling us that this is a what? These are Boolean. So we should still be able to remember all these data type. But now we want to talk about this data type dictionary and sets. So let's quickly remind ourselves of what a set is again. So if we have, for example, you have something like INE. We have something like INE variable. You can see now I'm not calling it a set again because I discovered that everybody wants to like you are putting set, you are putting string, you are okay. I will not be putting that again. So it's a variable name that you decided you can use anyhow you like. So if I say INE variable, this variable now I want to be giving it a set. For example, I do like this. One I just do like this. Even in ordinary mathematics, you can always give your set like in a curly bracket. It's a set of an odd number between 1 and 10. So it's going to be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. If this is a set of a number, you can see if I run it and I call the data type of this INE, I say type. I call the type of INE variable. The INE variable will be telling me that this your data type is a set. You can see because I use the curly bracket. I use the curly bracket. And you remember, if I turn it to, if I use the curly bracket rather. So that is why it's a set. Oh, something is wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. I've actually did something wrong here. Okay. Okay. And if I want to print the INE variable, if I print it, it's going to bring out the data type as a set. You can see it's putting a curly bracket. So this is a set. It's just a set of number. And if I look at it very well, it's a set of number between 1 and 10, odd number between 1 and 10. That is a set. But now our target is not to talk about set. Our target is to talk about a dictionary. A dictionary is also denoted the same way we denote a set, but in a different way. So if I want to have a dictionary, let's have someone, let's put someone as a dictionary. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, my pronunciation may not be correct. Your dictionary, let's say your variable, let me call it your variable, is equals to a dictionary. I want to call it a dictionary. For example, this is a dictionary. And if it's a dictionary, I want to put a dictionary will always have 2 points, 2 parts rather. A part that will be a key and another part that will be the value. So if the dictionary is like a key, let me say age. Let's say the key for this dictionary, we have a age. Or let me start from name. I want to ask like this person, what is your name? In the dictionary, I now have a name. Name as a key. I say the name is equals to INE, your. So I have another key. I say the age. Let me put age. Let me say your age. Let me just put you 15 years. 15. Let me put tribe. Tribe. Let me just say you are African. Let me just say Africa. Let me just put, or maybe African, I don't know. Anyone let me put another key. Let me say height. I don't know if my height is correct. Height, don't mind me. Let me just say 15. So I'm telling you, okay, since I'm putting 15, let me just say 1.67. This is a float. Okay, this is a dictionary. If I run this, you see the difference between a dictionary and a set. In a set, you are only having the value, you are not having a key. You're only having the value, but not a key. But in a dictionary, you're gonna get a key and at the same time a value. So if I print this variable, if I run it, if I run this, I'm having name, this, age, this, tribe, this. hide this. This is a dictionary. If you call on the type, just want to know what type is this. You call on the type, it's going to tell you this is a dictionary. You can say this is a dictionary. Now, that is a way of declaring a dictionary using a curly bracket. The only thing we have used here, we have used a curly bracket to give a dictionary. We are saying that is not the only way of getting a dictionary. You can also use declare a dictionary. You can also declare a dictionary like this. Let me bring this up. You can use this to give a declaration of a dictionary. The same dictionary, let me copy the same dictionary I have here. Sorry, I don't know. So instead of saying this, I will just be saying the name is equals to this, the age is equals to this, tribe equal this. Please, sorry for that, I'm back. You can say height equal this. So you have this, you have that, you have this, you have this. You can see the difference now is that we are not using curly brackets to denote our dictionary again. We are using the round bracket. So once you give your dictionary like this, once you are going to use this word dic or maybe function to get the dictionary out, to make it to become a dictionary. Something is wrong.
Yes. That's age. Check the age.
What happened there?
It's not the same thing with height.
I'm not getting it.
The quotation mark, something like that.
You only open the bracket.
The age
You only
is
open
having
the bracket.
single inverted comma.
Yes, height is having double, something like that. Open and close under
Age is not
Age-
closed.
Age is not closed, yes.
It's not close. Yes.
Okay, let me see. Age. Okay, yeah, good. Age is not closed. Good. The age is not closed. Yeah, that's good. Let me run it again. Another problem. Equal at where?
Dictionary, yeah.
So I think the last bracket after this thing, after 1.67.
You know where the problem comes from? It was because I was copying. So sometimes, let me just go back instead of copying and let's type
No,
it.
I think it's just.
What did you say you think?
So there is a space after 1.67. There is a space. I think you should backspace
No,
a bit
age.
after
The
1.67.
age, we are not saying equal.
Yeah.
Equals.
Okay,
yes.
well, let me see. Maybe that is, let's try again.
Type
Sometimes once you
Type
copy,
also, yeah.
let's say equal.
Yeah.
What else again? Is there
After
comma?
1.67, there is space. There shouldn't be
No, that
space.
doesn't mean.
That doesn't mean.
Okay, maybe it's just, that doesn't mean. It's just
Because it's not an indentation.
yeah.
Okay.
What happened?
Let's see.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
See.
okay. equal to double equal.
At where? Where did I put it? No. See, let's type it by ourselves instead of copying. Sometimes when you copy, some special character will have copied along with it. So let's type it ourselves. Sometimes that is the problem when you copy. Now I can now copy what I have in here. Because I copied the whole thing, I could have copied special character with it. What's wrong?
You said the syntax express cannot contain assignments.
Yeah.
You now say do you need double equal?
See?
I think for dictionary, after that name, the value should be a semicolon.
No. We are talking about another way. Another way to do that. Okay, I understand what you're talking about. That is the first method we have used. You can see this first method.
Is it because
You
of
can embed
Yes.
is it because of the kind of
inside
square bracket we are using?
normal brackets.
So let's use another method of declaring a dictionary. That is what we are trying to get out. But I don't know what has happened.
Check the square brackets.
I want to say something.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the first method we used to declare it. So using this DICT, this dict now, we just embed it in a normal bracket with the curly brackets together with it.
Yes.
I think that should work. The way we declare the first type, the first method that you declared, the first
I don't know what the problem look like.
the first method,
Okay, we are not putting it in curly bracket, right?
no,
Yes.
It's supposed to be curly. Yeah, it's supposed to be curly.
It's
supposed to be curly braces.
Yes. Like I'm getting what you are saying now. Here before the bracket.
Yeah.
And it will still be semicolon too.
Yes. Okay. No.
It's supposed to be curly braces.
I'm getting what you are saying.
Embedded inside the normal brackets. Then
Yes.
Semicolon.
Yes. Let me see. Oh.
I think when we use dit, it's supposed to be curly braces. Yeah.
Yeah, the curly braces should
Mm.
then with the semicolon.
Sorry. Yeah, I think this will work now. No?
Remove you are using bracket.
There's
Remove the bracket here, please. You make it to be double.
So it is correct.
That bracket should be there.
Numbers having a string.
Brackets should not be there, please.
So it is correct. But it was
25 having a string.
The equals to should be semicolon. Then it's gonna work. I think the equals to should not be changed to semicolon.
No, that is what we are trying to even bring out. Please, let's
How about 25 not having a string?
No. Okay. No, that should not be a problem too. Even the 25 having a string should not be a problem.
But because we are using dict as a function, I don't think you should have the curly bracket. I don't think so. Because
I think the equals to just needs to be changed to the semicolon.
Let's try the equals to change it to semicolon and the curly bracket. I don't think it should be curly.
Let's go through our documentation again, please. Let's go through our documentation. Instead of now it is said that you can use this, which everybody understand, right?
Yeah.
This is the easiest way to denote a dictionary, which is a common way everyone should understand. So when you use this curly bracket, you use this semicolon column to assign a value to a key. That one is well understood. Now, it is now stated that if we are not using this method, we can as well use dict method function rather, right?
Yeah.
So that when we are using this function, for example, when you are using this function, the dict function should just be like this. You call the name and you put a dict function and then this. Do you understand? So let's copy this. I think we can get if this is even having a problem on its own. Let's just say var is equal to this and run and see maybe there is a problem there. In fact, I think there's a problem here. Var is equal to this.
I think the problem is the equals to, because we are dealing with dictionary now, which is keys.
Yes, that is another way of getting a dictionary. So when we have this, we are now going to put this at the back. So which will now convert whatsoever we have here into a dictionary.
So I think the curly braces should still be there inside the normal braces, then equals to semicolon. And I think it should work now.
Maybe let's see what it's telling us. You know, this method, I don't use it, so I don't use this method often, so I don't know. So let's just forget about this later. If I get what the problem is, let's move forward. I will recall us back to it. Is that clear? Yeah. So let's leave that method for now. If I remember, if I go through it later and I get what the problem is, then I will call us back to it. So, but just know we can use the curly bracket and we can use a dig method. So, but that dig method, we are yet to get it. I will come back to it whatsoever the problem is. Sometimes it may even be a comma that we put that cause this problem for us. So let's continue. We don't need to allow that one to waste more of our time here. Let me check what we have again. Now, here we say we can use curate a dictionary by using a dysfunction, and we can also use a curly bracket. Now, using the curly bracket, we understand that very easy. Then we say we can use a dysfunction. I don't know why it's not running. Later, if I get it, we're gonna look into that again. But as we have a method for list, and at the same time, we have a method for string, we also have methods for dictionary. So let's quickly talk about different methods for dictionary. Some of the methods we have for dictionary, they are things like items, key, values, get, update, pop items. Those are the different methods we have for dictionary. The same way we have different methods for list and string. So let's quickly copy some of these functions and talk about them. So let me stop sharing this and share the other one. So far, we have been able to create the dictionary using a curly bracket. Is only that of the dict method that we have been problem with. We have been able to create a dictionary here, like year far. We have this. So let's call on that our dictionary again and try to run some things on it, some method on it. The dictionary our dictionary we have before. Oh, sorry. Year far. This is our dictionary we declared. So this dictionary now, we now want to run some method on it. Method like items. This method return a object that display a list of a dictionary key as a tuple. So if you are telling that if you are asking this variable to get item, is only going to get the items that are what? That are the what? The key. Let me see. Display the list of dictionary key values as a tuple. Let's see. Item. When you run. So it's telling us that in the dictionary, we have name, that the name is having this. We have a age, this is the age. We have a tribe, this is the tribe. And we have the height, that this is the height, which we can as well see directly from the dictionary. That may not be very important anyway. Let's go to another method. We have another method like we can get the key of the dictionary. So let's try to say, get the key dot key. So these are other things we can do. So let's run. So these are the key in our dictionary. We have name, we have age, we have tribe, and we have height. Those are the keys from the dictionary. Let's say get value as well. So you can play around all this when you get value rather. The values. Let's run. So the same way we have the key, we also have the values. These are the values, the respective values we have in the dictionaries. So we have run like the methods of value, the method of key, the methods of items. So we can also look through a dictionary. When we want to look through a dictionary, let's remove this and say, you can look through a dictionary like this, which is going to be giving us like the values and the key. So we say for keys in a dictionary, we should get a value, but the name of that dictionary, sorry, the name of the dictionary we are using is var. Oh, what is the name of the dictionary, please? Yeah, okay, sure. Now we have a dictionary. We are saying in this dictionary, please find the key and at the same time the value and print both the key and value. Maybe you want to print it specially or you want to do some things with it. There are so many ways you can manipulate this. So why coding? So now if I run this, it's going to be getting all the keys and values. What happened again? For key value and yerval.item, okay, the indentation. Let me indent it properly and see what's the problem again. Okay, sometimes when you copy, you're always going to get a special character. And yeah, I think it should be fine now.
Variable dot items.
Okay, so you know we have been copying, and sometimes we copy from the slide, and it will copy some special character along with it. We are not going to see those special characters. That has been the problem. You have the name. This is the name. Sometimes if I want to rerun it, maybe I want to put a column there. Maybe I want to put a column, and I just put it as a string. I want to be printing it and put a column and run. Okay, let me put comma here as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm saying is that name is this, the age is this, the tribe is this, and the height is this. So we can look through the dictionary one after the other. So you can as well say for key and value in this. Then if let's say we want to print something that have if age in key, if key, maybe we have something like age, or maybe if you have something like T, if T, let's say capital T, if T and key.
So, Mr. Junior.
In key. So we only want to print anywhere that you have a key that starts with T. Maybe you have so many keys here, like 1,000 keys, and you have some keys that have T, like try, trap, and those are the only thing you are interested in. You can as well use the combination. You can see it's only telling me that I'm only going to print anything that have a key that has a T in it. So I have T in try. That is why I'm only getting this. So all these are the loops, and we are going to talk about how to manipulate loop. So this is how to go through a dictionary. Let's look into some other stuff. Our time is going. And please, when you are coding, don't copy. If you copy, you will copy special characters that you can't see that will be giving you problem. So that is what has been happening to us. But because of our time, we may not be able to type always. So, but don't copy. Once you copy, you're gonna copy some of the unseen characters with it. So when you are on your own, you can practice other methods. These are other methods you can try on dictionaries. Now, we want to talk about conditional statements. What are conditional statements? So this is going to be interesting, conditional statement.
Yeah. Hey guys, so we've got 15 minutes until we conclude for today. 15 minutes. So is that a realistic time for you, Abdul? We've got a hard... Yeah. Cool.
Now let's quickly talk about conditional statement. In conditional statement, we are saying conditional statements are like decision making in programming. So when you want to make a decision like picking between one thing and the other, there are primarily three types of conditional statements in programming. And these are the conditional statements we're going to be talking about, the if statements. So these are the three conditional statements we are going to be talking about. Like if something happens, if the condition is met, this should happen. If the condition is not met, then this should happen. There was one we were trying to go through the other time. Okay, that was while loop. Okay, let's first go through the conditional statement. We'll be treating if statement, if else statement, and if else statement. For example, if you have a condition like you have list of maybe the list of students, and the students, their age, we have an age ranging, we have an age range of between 15 to 30 years, and you are only interested in people that are less than 20. So you already have a condition. So you can give a condition like if the age is less than this, do this. Or if the height is less than this, do this. For example, let's have what can we have? Maybe we have a list. Yes. Let's have a list of number. Maybe just a list of number, for example. Let me just say list of number is equals to, let's just have list of number, like 1, 10, 12, 75 randomly, 24. Please, are you with me?
Yes.
Yes. Assuming we have a list of number, which we call list of number, like let me copy it and duplicate it so that it can be merged. So please, I want to ask the question now. How can you know the number, the total number we have here? What can we do on this list to know the total numbers that we have here?
Find the length.
we call the length.
You can
Okay.
use the length function.
Okay, let's call on the length and see.
Sorry, Abdul.
Yeah.
I've find solution to that dictionary we are trying to
Okay. Do. Okay, thank you. What is the solution?
Because we are not using double quotation for string.
Okay. But on a good day, the single
I don't think that's the
and
issue.
That is it.
The single
I'll
quotation
drop a solution. I'll drop something like that just now.
Hello.
I'll drop it to the Zoom link. You don't
Okay.
have to use double quotation. You can use single one.
Yeah, this single or double quotation should work because the string can use either the single or double quotation. But later we get back to that.
You know the Python sometimes, right?
Yeah, I understand. Sometimes, yeah, I understand. Sometimes, yeah. Anyway, so we come back to that. If we have this list, I've run the list. Let's check what is the length of this list we have. Sometimes Python is like that. Sometimes they will be doing some upgrade and you will try to do some things and it won't work. So, is list none. Now, if we call the length, okay, it's length we are calling on this. So we have 48 numbers here, right? Hello, everyone. Hello?
I can hear you.
Now, let me make it more complex. Okay, we have 96 numbers here. Now, I want someone to tell me which numbers are greater than 20 from the list. Can we get it? No, you can't. It's going to be difficult. Yeah. So it means if you want to know the numbers that are greater than 20 here, you have to come here from the beginning and be looking at it and say, okay, this one is not greater than 20. Okay, this one is greater than 20. You write it down. Okay, this one is greater than 20. You write it down. This one is greater than 20. You write it down. This one is greater than 20. You write it down. Right? Now, for us to do things like this, one of the things we can do is to use conditional statements. The conditional statement is like, okay, what from this list? I want to get how many of these numbers are greater than 20. Then you can use if statement. If but before then, we have to use for anyway. We have to use for. Wow, we have to use for. We have to use for before then. That is not going to be a good condition. Okay, that is not going to be a good condition. For us to use this, we must use for. So which we are still going to later. Then this is not a good condition for us here. We are still coming back to this. Let's get another list. List one. Okay, for example, I want someone to put a name and to put a age. I say age is equals to, for example, your age, I don't know how to write your again. Your age is equals to input. I want you to input your age. Enter your age, for example. I just say enter your age. So once you enter your age, the next thing I want to do is like, if you enter that your age, I want to know, once you enter the age, your age, I want to know, once you enter the age, you have to go back, you have to use exactly what you have. If your age, the variable, is, if your age is equal to, or is less than 15 or 18, let's use 18 as standard. It's less than 9, it's less than 20, yeah. What should you print? Say print, tell the person that you are 18, you are a teenager. You are a teenager. Okay, please everyone, are you with me? Hello everyone?
Yes.
Okay, there should be a condition. If I have a condition here and I say your age is equal to, let me just say 12. So if I run this one, your age is equal to 12. If your age is less than 20, then you are a teenager. So this is what will be printed. Now, for if the age is 12, what do you think this program will print? You are a teenager. So if I run this, it's going to say you are a teenager. But what about if I put something like 22? It won't print anything. You can see there is no output because the age is not less than 20. So if I say 19 and I run it, it's going to say you are a teenager. So now at the same time, I might as well just take an input from someone and say input your age, and the person input the age and say maybe 13 and run it and enter. So the age is 13. By the time I run this one, so it's going to say your age. Oh, there is a problem. Please, anytime you put input like this, the input will always take a string. Any fine is a number you put, but at the end is going to be a string. What you can do to this is that you can always cast it. So because it's a string, you want to cast it to become an integer, so you just put int at the back. Because if you are not putting it as an integer, there is no way you can run equal a number operation on a string. So I put 13 now. The 13 will now be seen as a number and not as a string. So if I run it, so it says you are a teenager because the age is 13. But what about someone that put something like 22? Let me say 22 now. Run this again and put another age, 22, and run. If I enter this and I run this, there is not going to be any output. But now, if I want another output, I've declared a condition that if the age is less than 20, there should be an output. What about if the age is greater than 20 or 20 and above? There is nothing like that. Now, I can run another one like else. If the age is greater than 20, is less than 20, say you are a teenage, else. There is no condition here, else print you are an adult. You are an adult. You are an adult. So if I run this now, so it says you are an adult because already have 22. If I now go back to this, I want to run this and I put age 13, there will be an output to say that you are a teenager. Then if I go back again and I put another age and I run it, I put 55, then this should be able to tell us that what? Oh, what happened? Sorry. If I put 55 and I enter it, so and I come back again and I run this should tell us that you are an adult because this is now 55. Let's assume that I want to put another extra stuff. I want to run another else. So I can say elif. I want another condition. Please, everyone, are you with me?
Yeah.
There are two conditions we have run now. A condition of if we only want just an output. If age is less than 20, just tell us you are an adult. And if the age is not less than 20, nothing, don't tell us anything. This is if condition. The second condition is if the age is less than 20, tell us you are a teenager. But if the age is now greater than 20, tell us you are an adult. So this is an adult. I now want another condition. This one is if condition. This one is if else condition. And there is another one if else condition. So those are the three conditions we want to look into. So another condition is like, I want to now have multiple stuff. If age is less than 20, say you are an adult. Then if the age is less than 25, elif age, your age. This one will be having condition, your age. Sorry, something happened now, I don't know. I just want to copy. Elif, your age is less than 25. We are saying if the age is less than 25 now, is less than 25. If the age is less than 25, what should we print? Maybe young adult. What did you think can be the output, please? Let's just say maybe young adult, right? Let me just say youth, anything I love to call it. Youth. So I leave again. What about if the age is less than 30 or 35? I leave. Your age is less than 35. It's less than 35. If the age is less than 35, we can print
Young adults.
Young adults, right?
Yeah.
Right? We can continue like that. We can continue and then we keep changing the condition. So what about the age is 40 is less than 50?
Adults.
So you say adults or elderly? I don't know.
Yes, age.
Or age?
No, less than that's adults.
Adults, okay. So, and if it is now none of these conditions, it means that person is greater than 50, right? 50 and above. Now we now say else. This one requires no condition because that is the last condition. After checking this condition, check this condition, check this condition. Anything after this condition, you don't need any other condition. It means those conditions that are greater than 50 and above is going to be print what? Just print you are elderly. Or I don't know. Maybe you are old. I don't know what. Your age. Okay. Just say print age. So this is the beauty. You keep changing the condition. So someone said age. Age. So if you want to run this condition, you want to run this again, you can bring this condition up. Let's copy the condition again and start inputting another condition. Let's bring it here so that we can be closer to the condition. Yeah. So we want to input age. You can see the problem of copying. I copy, okay. Okay, it's fine. So which age should we put? Somebody should put an age now. Tell me one age. Please speak.
45.
So we have 45. If I enter it, so if I run this should fall. What do you think this should fall within? Should fall around, I don't know. Let me run.
Yeah.
Okay, there is a problem. There is a,
Something
okay.
is missing there.
Yeah, it's like I copied this twice. You are an adult. Okay, I lost it. Let me see. It's a spelling mistake there. So anything you put, you are young adult, right? So it means that we fall within the range of young adult. let's run another age. Which age again? Someone?
55. 55.
55.
Yeah.
If we enter that and we run it, we say age. Of course, it's greater than 50. Even if you put 50, it's the age, because the young age, the young adult stop at 49. We already said less than 50. And 50 is not less than 50. If you want to include 50, you have to say less or equals to. If I run less or equals to now, and I put it, this will be young adult. So you have to play around whether you are putting less or equals to, greater or equals to, all the stuff. So this is how to run the if, elif, and else leaf. This elif can continue to infinity depending on the number of conditions you want to set. There is only going to be one if, and there is also going to be one else, but you now have multiple elif depending on the condition you want to set. So the elif can continue as long as you still have the condition you want to consider. I hope that is clear. So that is how to run these conditional statements. Apart from conditional statements, and it's our time. Please, I don't know, what should we do? Please.
Abdul, thank you so much, man. Just like, whoa, information, education. Anybody happy with that? Maybe show a sign of hands or a thumb or something, or say something.
What?
Everyone happy with today's session?
Yeah, happy.
Yes. Fortunately, I can't stay.
I don't know how we want to meet up. I don't know how we want to meet up. Is there any way we can always create a special class? And it's definitely going to be weekends, because we cannot just teach and run through slide. It's easier to run through the slide and not coding. And if you don't do that, it's not going to be impactful at all. So we always have to code, and that will definitely waste time.
Yeah, so no problem. No problem. I mean, 2 hours on a Saturday morning could mean, it's everyone's time. So Abdul, your afternoon, be eating into your afternoon and everybody else's afternoon. I mean, so what do we do today? So do you want to carry on till 12:30, or is today 10 past 12? Is that enough?
No, we can carry on till 12:30. I think someone dropped something in the message. Someone dropped a message.
In the message?
Yeah.
So, okay, so we'll carry on till 12:30. Is that okay?
Yes.
It's good by me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Good.
Okay. Let's do it. Let's carry on.
Okay. Let's quickly share the slide. Can you see the slide?
Yeah.
Conditional statement. Can you see that? Hello?
Yes. Yeah, we can see it.
Yes.
Okay. We've talked about conditional statement, and we also have iterations. We have iteration like we can use a for loop, and we can also use a while loop. So let's talk about iteration. Sometimes you use the while loop and for loop together with the conditional statement. So it's going to give you a powerful coding when you are using iteration together with the loop. So we now know how to use if statement. We are using the if statement. You just have to set a condition, conditional statement. So when you set the condition, then you can use if on the condition. So the same thing with the same thing goes with iteration. So in our iteration, we'll be talking about the if loop, process of repeating a set of instruction. Of course, we want to be repeating the instruction until a particular condition is met. We say we can use for loop. A for loop is used when you actually know when the condition to use, while a while loop is when you don't know where the condition is going to stop. So we're going to be talking about these two processes. For loop, used when we know how many times we want to repeat a process. So that is when we use a for loop. We want to repeat it 5 times. We want to repeat it this certain number of times. We use a for loop. But when you are using a while loop, you don't know when the process is going to stop. You just need to set a condition that will meet a true or false statement. So once the condition is true, it's going to stop. Once the condition is false, it's going to continue. That is a while loop. Although most time while loop is not encouraged, because when you use a while loop, at a point, you may fall into a process where your loop will never stop. Your loop will continue forever. So, and that is going to crash your program or your system. So it's not encouraged some cases to use, in most cases, to use a while loop. But at the same time, it's not as if you don't use a while loop. But the most used loop is the for loop. So let's quickly look into the for loop and see how we can use a for loop. We declare a list the other time, this list of numbers. Let's go down and run it. Let's call back the list of numbers which we have. This list of numbers, we have about 90 something in it. These are the list of numbers we have. I think it's about 96, right? It was about 96. Let's call the length again. The length on that.
96 or 48?
No, we already copied. We copied. You see, we have 96.
Okay.
So yeah, we already copied and we have duplicated stuff there. Now, what we are looking into is that for if there is a number in this list, we now say let's call for loop. For every numbers in this list, we can call it anything. Let's say numbers. For numbers in this list, that is the list. And please, I want to tell you this. You can see the column I'm putting when I use the for. The same thing when I was using what do you call it? The if statement. You can see after the if, your condition, you always have this column. If you don't put it, it is going to be an error. So if you don't put it, it's going to be an error. And you can see that after if, there is an indentation. This print did not start from the beginning. There is always an indentation after every block. If you have an indentation, S you have an it's indented. You have after S if you have another indentation. Any block you want to put after it, except you want to use another condition, there will always be telling us that everything here belongs to this. Telling us that everything here belongs to this. And the same way, everything here belongs to this. So you always indent after the if condition and at the same time when you are dealing with loop. So I say for number in list, we already have list number. Of course, this is our variable name, which we call list, and this is it. and we have list in it. Or you can even say for items, anything you like, you call it anything you like for items. But since it's numbers that are there, I may want to use for numbers or for num. And you can see I'm using anything I like because that is generic. You can use anything you like. For number in list, what should we do? You can see automatically indented. You can say the Google Colab, you know that this is a follow. Immediately you put this and you enter, it's going to indent it for you. For number in list, what should happen? Check all this number and print okay, I can even say for number in list, what should you do? Print the number. Print. I can just say for every number that are in this list, print none. You can see how I put it because none has already been seen as a name. So for numbers in list, print the number. So when I run this, it's going to print all the numbers again. You can see. But that is not what I want. I want more than that. For number in list, if I now want to join, okay, don't let me put plenty things together. Let me go to another shell. So it has printed the number, but I want more robust interactive stuff. For numbers in this list, what should I do to the number? If the num, I call it num. So anything you call it, you must always refer back to it. If the number is greater than 20, let me see, greater than 20. Of course, I still put it. What should you do to that number? Print the number for me. Remember the indentation. Now, print the number for me. Okay, the indentation I just did. What is wrong now? Is the number? What I just did now is okay. Now, please note this. This if is under 4. That is why it's indented like that. This for number in list, if the number is less than 20, sorry, for number in list, if the number is less than 20, print the number for me. Okay, if the number is less than 20, let's make it fancy a bit. Print the number, okay? So if I run it now, it's going to print all the numbers that are less than 20. So if I run it, it's only going to print the numbers that are less than 20. But now I even want to count it. I want to count it. I can say print, also print for me, tell me that this is the length of the number that are less than 20. Print length. This let me put len number. I want to put string format. Let's say 20 are the numbers that are less than 20. What I did here was that here I'm trying to find the length of the whole numbers. So, and I want to print it out.
You're using greater than.
What do you say?
Greater than.
Okay, greater than, okay, that are greater than, sorry. Let me see, greater. Less than, okay. Greater than.
That length shouldn't be string.
Length?
Yeah.
should not be what?
Should not be part of the variable you string.
No, I already put it. Okay. Yeah, thank you. I'm supposed to put it in the curly bracket. Yeah. So
the quotation mark. The quotation mark is still before the len.
No, since I'm using format method, since I'm using this, it's not necessary. I put okay. I'm not using format F. I can put it before the length and put F. You understand those stuff again? Oh, what is the problem?
F
norm length.
Then norm.
The length of the number.
Yes.
Okay. Before then, I can put the length of the number in the variable. I can say length is equals to length norm. Right? Norm. Then so that I can just put the length here. I don't know if the spelling don't. Oh, what is the problem?
Length
of norm. I think it's now formatted well. So we now have a well formatted stuff. Let me take it out of the loop. So it's going to print the number, and at the same time, it's only going to tell me, because if I put it in the loop, it will keep printing it every time. What's the problem here? Okay, there's an integer. Format this length. Okay. The number.
So since you put the length inside the.
Okay, no, there is something that is happening, but let's just find the length rate so that at the end, let's just say length so that we don't complicate the issue for now. Length the number. So, and we see the last output, then we can keep arranging. Int has no length. Then because it's an integer, what do? We can.
We should cast it.
We can no. Okay. What we can do, we can take the number and first put it in a list, right? So let's put a new number. If this is less than this, let's put new list. New list is equals to new list. We have a new list that is empty. Let me start from there. A new list that is empty. All we now want to do is that we want to be getting every number that is greater than 30 and put it in a new list, right? So we now say dot append, because it's not yet a list, dot append. Every time it looks into the number and see that the number is greater than 30, it's now going to append it in a what? In a new list, because the new list was empty. If you now go into this list number and check the number, if the number is greater than 20, it's now going to append the number in the new list. Now we can now print the new list if we like. So let me just put it at the back of this at the end. So we can print the new list. So so that we don't have problem. New list. New list. And at the same time, we can find the length of the length of the new list. Then maybe also print the length of the new list. So I think this should be a good one for us. So what we have done now is that these are the new lists, and the total length of the new list is 62. We can now format these if we want. We can put format F we can format this to get a better, so that it's not going to just say 60 something. Let's now put F to format it, F. Of course, we now know how to format. Then we can put this new list in the curly bracket and now say the total length, the total length of the new list is whatever you put here, and then you have to, at the end, put everything as a string. Now, you now see where you have to go back to our format, string format. So if we run now, F into this, I think this should now work. What is the problem? Okay. Format F. We're having to
semicolon after is.
No.
Is it colon after list? The list is.
Oh. Yeah, that is when you just choose to design it anyhow. The total length of the new list is 62. So if you put semicolon, the semicolon is you are only formatting anyhow you want it. So if you put it now, it's now going to say the total length of the new list is 62. So it's not compulsory you put the semicolon. So it's just the way you choose to write it. So it's telling us the 62. Let's increase this condition to maybe 30 if it is greater than 30 and see. So we are having 52. If we run this, if it's greater than 30, let's say it's greater than 100. If the condition is greater than 100, if the number is greater than 100, we have just 18 out of the whole number that is greater than 100. Let's see if it's less than, you see, you can continually change this condition. If it's less than 20, we started from something that is now less than 20. You can see these are the ones that are less than 20. So you can continually change the condition and then continually format whatever you want the output to be. So this is just a format method that we were taught the other time. So this is how to use a for loop. There are so many things you can do here. All what we are doing is that we have a list, and in the list is a list number. That is what we call the list. In that list, we are saying list, check the number, all the numbers in the list, and give me those that are less than 20. And if you give me those that are less than 20, we already have a new list that we want to be putting those ones that are less than 20. So once you see anyone that is less than 20, append it in the new list. Check another number. What this will do is that it's going to check all the lists and check the first one. Is it less than 20? If it is less than 20, it will put it in the list, in the new list, append it. If it's less than, check another one. If it's less than 20, or if it's greater than 20, it is going to bypass it. And if it's, then it continues like that. Then you can as well define those that if you want to continue again, maybe you can define another condition else, maybe a else part or else if, whatever you love. So this you can continue using all these four methods as you like. The same thing with while. We can as well use a while loop. But because of our time, this is maybe where we're gonna stop. And let me quickly run through the slides once more so that we see what we have done so far. We talked about the for loop. We're still gonna refer and do the revision on the while loop, and then we are yet to talk about functions. Scope. We're gonna run on this, and then we are gonna talk about errors, and finally, this is where we should be now. By now, this is where we should be. Download and install that Python. We are supposed to be talking about, for now, we are supposed to be talking about data science library, NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib. So let me quickly talk about that before we call it a day. It's time already. but let me just quickly talk about that. We are going to revise every other one we have not done, but it's not going to be good. We don't introduce ourselves to what we are supposed to do today. It's a lot. It's a lot, and we can't jump them. It's a lot. So today, we are supposed to introduce ourselves to data science, tools, and libraries. So these are the things we should be talking about by now. A NumPy is just like a list. It's just like a list. For example, NumPy, we have what is called an array of number. Let's say array is equals to, for example, array is just going to be like a list. Let's say list, for example, let's have a list 1. Let me quickly run through them. Please, let's spend like the next 5-10 minutes so that we understand what we are supposed to do today. And it's a continuation of what we have been doing. So let's have array list is equals to A, B, okay, since it's A, B, C, and then D, for example. This is a list, right? Please, everyone, mute yourself. Let's make the 10 minutes interactive before we close for the day. Please, everyone, just unmute yourself. I understand by now you should know that this is a list, right?
Yeah.
So if you call type on it of array list, although this is not a good naming convention, okay, you see it's a list. Now, we have what is called an array. An array is just like a list. So, and we have what we call, we have different libraries we use. Some of these libraries is what we call NumPy. And before you can use any of the libraries, you must install them and you must import them. Let me import NumPy. You can see NumPy is already here as MP. If I run it, it may not run because I did not install it. But okay, because this is a Google Colab, I don't need to install. It has been installed, is already integrated into Google Colab. But if you are not using Google Colab, you have to install NumPy first. But since we are using Google Colab, we don't need to install it. So now since we have import NumPy, I can now turn this my array list to an array. Let me call it NP array. Okay, let me just call it array 1 is equals to NP dot array what? So I will now call on this my list. Sorry, I don't want to miss the spelling. Array list, okay, and I run it. Okay, now I have another data type. This data type, I have a data type here, which we call a list, right? Right? Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
You understand that this array list is a data type we call list. And we are now having another data type that we call array 1. Let's call the data type on array 1. Data type. Oh. Sorry, I think array 1 dot the type. The type. Yeah. Let me run this. What's wrong? I don't know. What's the problem? I can't call, I don't think I can call type on array 1. I don't think I can call it.
Type array 1.
Array 1. Okay, wow. I don't know, I can call it. Let's see. Yeah, I've called that on that. So you see, when I call this, I say data type, I call the type on array 1 and I got list, right? This one, when I turn it to a list, an array, I turn the list to an array, and I now call on the array, see what I got, ND array. So if I print the array 1, and I run it, you can see I get A, B, C, D. And if I print the list, the array list, you are going to see the difference between the two. And sometimes you just feel like there is no difference between them. So, you see, this one is a list, A, B, C, D. This one is not a list, it's an array. You see, an array, A, B, C, D. Now, they have the same element, A, B, C, D, but the difference between them is in their speed. Once you, because as in data science or analytics, we deal with lots of data, because of the computation speed, when you use something in a list, it's going to be slow. If you are trying to add or do any manipulation or addition, any type of operation on this, it's going to be slow compared to when you use a NumPy array. So that is just the major difference between them. They are majorly the same structure. So array is basically a different type of data type. Now we have what is called pandas. Pandas is like, instead of we have been dealing with straightforward data, or this one that is a list. We are talking about, when we want to talk about a data that is in a tabular form. You have something like table, you have header, you have column, you have rows. Then we will be using pandas. We'll be talking about pandas when you are talking about things that have rows and column. And at the same time, when we want to plot something like graph, plot different graphs like pie charts, any kind of charts and graph, we're going to be talking about matplotlib, and the same thing with Seaborn. We'll be talking about plotting charts. So these are things we'll be doing, and we're gonna be talking about them in our next class. By the time we are done with the revision of what we are doing, there's no way we can jump here if we did not finish those revision. So that is why it's been taking time. This is going to be fun for us. So I think we can call it a day, but we just have an idea of where we are going. You can see if you don't understand this, it's going to be difficult for you to understand the array. You see, array is just like a list. So just like a list. So thank you. That is just our aim and objective for our next class. Yeah.
Abdul, thank you, man. Amazing.
Abdul,
is everyone kind of
I think
anybody got any questions?
Sorry, please. I think the first lesson you talk about the Visual Studio Code.
Yeah.
And I've not seen us using it at all.
Yes. It's because of we're having problem with installation. We are going to have problem with installation and time. That is why we have not started using it. And if you see here, in what we are part of what we are supposed to do today, that we are unable to get there, this is it. I hope you can see my screen now.
Yeah.
You can see download and install Python, check the version, install libraries, then install Jupyter Notebook, install VS Code. You can see this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are still going to be using it. It's easier for us to work with Google Colab because we are not installing anything. That is why we are using it. We are still having problem with time management. So we're gonna get there. And for some of you, if you can download VS Code before we get there, download and install. so that when we get there, it's just going to be to set it up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, fantastic. Well, look, we hope to get this on the website next 2-3 days or the early part of next week. Has anybody else got any questions for Abdul before we close down for today? No? Okay, guys. Or Lawrence, do you have a question? Sorry.
No, please. I say none from me.
Hello, before we go, we're talking about if it's possible we get any recap tomorrow. I don't know. Just like an hour.
Yeah, what time, please?
And Sunday is good for me. So
yeah, I mean around what time?
Anytime. Let's make a decision from there. Let everybody just contribute, make a contribution, and let's see if that is going to be feasible.
Yeah. So I will suggest evening.
Okay.
It's on Sunday. I don't know if it's okay.
Evening is okay. Evening is okay for me.
Okay, female, everyone, some will be cooking, so we have to consider them too.
Okay.
I'm free before 2 and after 7.
Okay. Any other? Please, let's just look into the majority stuff and let's see.
4, 5, 4, 5.
See, everyone's got different times. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard.
So what did you think? In the evening period, which time did you think is going to be good in the evening period?
I don't know. I mean, it's up to you guys, really. I'm just conscious of your time, Abdul, and also other people. It's going to be difficult to get everyone to agree to the same time. Everyone's got different things happening at different times during the day, so it's not going to suit everyone. So it's, I don't know. Should we say 7:30, 7 o'clock? I don't know. I mean,
so can we put it 7 o'clock?
Yeah, that's
yeah. 7 o'clock is fine.
7 to 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay for me.
Yeah. So Abdul, between now and tomorrow at 7 o'clock, can you think about what you can cover within that hour?
Yeah. What's it there?
Well, I don't mean 2 hours or 3 hours. It's got to be like, you've got to be able to say, okay, in 1 hour, I can definitely do X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. And that is it. And then we just got to carry it over. Just simple as that. I mean, we just got to,
We already have our slides. So the target is to just complete what we have in the slide.
Okay. And so is 1 hour realistic or not really?
Let's say 2 hours or 1.5 hours, depending. Well, we are going to try as much as possible to cover up. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.